Hi all. I'm at the beach still, and but the sun was kind of crazy, so all you can see is the back of the house. Uh, Actually, I was getting ready for an event for Mount Airy Trinity Church, and I was loading all the posts and announcements on the various groups, the area-wide groups that I've been doing. And I know I've talked to you in the past about the importance of having or connecting to the groups that Facebook offers. So I thought I'd give you some more detail. Let me share my screen. There's the file. It's actually originally an Excel file. That's why it looks a little crazy. But Mount Airy is one of those communities that's near a lot of other small communities. So what we did is we circled, within about 10 miles of the church, maybe a little bit more when you get up into rural Virginia, and looked at the post. Just went to Facebook and typed in the name of the community, like Ararat, Virginia, and found that in some cases there were very specific posts, very specific groups oriented toward that area. So, for example, we have Ararat, Cana, which are both in Virginia, then Dobson, which is on the other side. And then notice we have Galax 3 different times. For some reason, different people set up groups. We got Hillsville, well, really 3 different times. The Mount Airy LGBTQ group is actually one of the ones that's most active with us. But I did want to point out that we have the Mount Airy merchants in downtown Mount Airy. We don't normally post to them because they're not really right if we're talking about a class or something like that. But if we're doing something like an event, like the Blessing of the Animals, we will definitely post to them. The notice in some I have church ad is okay, meaning that I notice that they're allowing other churches to post, or they've allowed us to post. Reviewed simply means when you put it up, it'll say the moderator will review it before it's allowed to go up. Notice down here, I've got one that I have yard sale question mark. That's the ones to be careful because you don't really want to post to a yard sale site. But that one, there's 2 by the same name. One is the yard sale site and one isn't. So yeah, you got to kind of be a little careful. And down here's another one you got to be careful of. Mount Airy and surrounding is Mount Airy, Maryland, not Mount Airy, North Carolina. And I've actually on a couple of occasions accidentally posted to England. So, the name doesn't always show it. Sometimes you got to look through the posts a couple seconds, their existing posts and try to figure out where it is. Patrick County, they like events, but they don't really like general posts. In this case, though, for some reason, I couldn't find it again. As I tried to post this on it, I'll look again tonight and chances are I'll find it. Don't ask me why that happens. It just does from time to time. You know exactly the name, you type in exactly the name, and it doesn't show up. Just move on. Here's some I just wanted to mention to you. They didn't have any of these in Mount Airy, but many areas do. But again, check the geography, make sure you're in the right area. Parents, new residents, at-home schooling. That's one I hadn't thought about, but it can actually be a really good one. Women, things like at-home schooling is better if you have a member of the church that's part of it and they'll post for you. Now, the best thing to do is to join the groups as your church. Now, that does mean somebody with permission to post has to be the one that posts to them. The reason I say that is 2. One, that way when you post, it's immediately clear who's sending it. If you don't join as the church, what you've got to do is say something like, on this one I did, I would say Trinity Episcopal Church in Mount Airy offers, and then put the event down. The other good thing, though, is I strongly recommend that you occasionally get on, once every week or 2, get on each of the sites you're paying attention to, that you're posting to, and look for a reason to comment. Somebody says, I'm opening a new business. You say, hey, congratulations, good luck. There's one place in Dobson, I think, if I remember right, that frequently posts pictures of their special for the day, a little deli. And I can just, say something, hey, it looks delicious or something. the point is you want to be a friend to the people. And if all they see is you posting, then you're not a friend. So you don't have to do it a lot, but just a little bit. And if you're just doing it as the church, that's very helpful because then it says the church is a friend. The one we actually get the most back and forth on is the Mount Airy LGBTQ site. And I think that has been very, very valuable for us to be members of. I wish there was a good parent site. I suspect that's another one that would be very important for the church to be seen on, because then the parents know, hey, this is a church that cares about my kids. I didn't find any for retired folk, but you certainly could look for that. And anything like that. And then when you are doing something special, for example, a blessing of the animals, go ahead and look for ones related to animals, pets, dogs, cats, and target them. We did one in Rochester, New York. They do a fascinating jazz Compline service once a month. And so we sent something out and we looked for jazz and various different forms of jazz for groups and posted to those. We also looked for things like music and stuff like that. And we just put it up. I don't know if anybody showed as a result, but again, our name got out there. The final thing I want to point out to you is, in this case, we have quite a few groups and there's lots of overlap. Somebody might be a member of all three Hillsville sites. In fact, that'd be a little surprising if some people aren't. But still, even allowing for that, I spent, maybe 35 or 40 minutes, probably not even that much, getting this all up on all these sites and all these Facebook groups, and reached for free about 15,000 people. I think that's a pretty good investment. One final thought, as you're getting ready to hit post, that's a great time to remember to pray. Just do a quick prayer that your post, your information finds people for whom it is the right thing to know, and that they will then participate. Anyway, as always, got any questions, let me know. Blessings.